You are very attractive. If you have these 8 hobbies at the age of 65, 80, you are a rare gem. Did you know that true attractiveness isn't just about appearance? It's about how you live your life, the passions you nurture, and the energy you radiate. At 65, 70, or even 80, you are not just someone who has lived through decades of experiences. You are a rare gem, filled with wisdom, depth, and a vibrant spirit. Every day, the hobbies you pursue shape who you are and how others see you. They keep you young at heart, mentally sharp, and emotionally fulfilled. These passions inspire others, helping you leave behind a legacy that extends far beyond your years. If you already engage in these hobbies, congratulations! You are shining in your own unique way. And if you're looking for new ways to add excitement, purpose, and fulfillment to your life, this article is for you. Let's explore 8 hobbies that make you incredibly attractive, inspiring, and truly admirable at any age. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Embracing physical activity. Movement is the key to vitality. A body in motion is a life in motion. At 65, 70, or 80, movement is more than just a way to maintain health. It is a declaration that you are still here, still engaged, still living fully. While youth may rely on natural energy, true vitality is cultivated. It is built through commitment, care, and the understanding that your body is not just a vessel, but the home in which you live for the rest of your days. When you choose to stay active, you are not just exercising muscles. You are strengthening resilience, nourishing your spirit, and proving to yourself and the world that age is not a limitation, but an evolution. Walking through the park, feeling the crisp morning air on your skin, and noticing the way the light shifts between the trees is not just movement, it is a moment of connection. Stretching in a quiet room, listening to the rhythm of your breath, feeling your body awaken. This is not just an exercise, it is a reminder that you are still in control of your own well-being. Dancing, even if no one is watching, swaying to the music of your past, your memories, your joy. This is not just a physical act, it is a celebration of life itself. The most attractive people are not those who chase youth, but those who embrace vitality. Strength is not measured in how fast you move, but in how willingly you move forward, how joyfully you engage with the world, the way you care for yourself, the way you prioritize your health, the way you refuse to let time define your limitations. This is what makes you magnetic. People are drawn to those who exude energy, who stand tall, not just in posture, but in spirit, who inspire others simply by the way they live. To be active at this stage in life is not just about longevity, it is about quality. It is about waking up with purpose, walking with confidence, moving with grace. It is about feeling the deep satisfaction of knowing that your body, your most loyal companion, is still capable, still strong, still working in harmony with your spirit. When you take care of it, it takes care of you. And when you choose to keep moving, you are making a powerful statement. You are still growing, still thriving, still here. And that in itself is beautiful. 2. Expanding your mind. Lifelong learning never gets old. The mind, like a flame, only fades when it is no longer fed. At 65, 70, or 80, the world is still vast, still filled with questions waiting to be explored, ideas waiting to be understood, and stories waiting to be heard. A curious mind is a youthful mind, and those who continue to seek knowledge never truly grow old. There is something undeniably magnetic about a person who is still eager to learn, who still approaches life with wonder rather than resignation. Reading a book is not just about gathering information, it is a conversation across time, a way to sit with great minds, to walk through distant worlds, to stand in another's shoes and see life from a new perspective. When you open the pages of a novel, a biography, or a work of philosophy, you are not just filling your mind, you are expanding your soul. You are engaging with thoughts that challenge you, ideas that shift your understanding, and words that have the power to stay with you long after the book is closed. But learning does not have to be a solitary pursuit. Conversations, rich, deep, and meaningful, are some of the greatest classrooms of all. Engaging in discussions, debating ideas, and exchanging experiences keep the mind agile and the heart open. Wisdom is not just about knowing facts, it is about the ability to listen, to reflect, and to share. When you join a book club, participate in a discussion group, or simply sit across from a friend and talk about the things that matter, you are not just keeping your mind sharp, you are keeping your connection strong. To continue learning at this stage in life is to send a message to the world. You are still engaged, still evolving, still deeply present. It means refusing to settle into the comfort of what is familiar and instead embracing the thrill of discovery. It means recognizing that every day holds the possibility of something new, whether it is a language learned, a skill mastered, or an idea that shifts your understanding of the world. The most attractive people are those who never stop growing, who never allow their minds to stagnate. They are the ones who carry with them an energy that is both captivating and contagious. A sharp mind does not just benefit the one who owns it, it enriches everyone around them. In a world that often glorifies youth, it is the wise, the thoughtful, and the endlessly curious who leave the greatest mark, and that is a beauty that never fades. 3. Expressing creativity, the art of being unforgettable. Creativity is not reserved for the young. It is not something that fades with time, but rather something that deepens, gaining richness and complexity with every experience lived. At 65, 70, or 80, creativity is more than an outlet. It is a way of communicating the essence of who you are, a means of leaving something behind that speaks long after you are gone. It is the language of the soul, expressed through colors, words, music, and movement. To paint is not just to put color on a canvas. It is to bring emotions to life, to translate the unseen into something that can be touched, felt, and understood. Each stroke carries a memory, a thought, a feeling that words cannot always capture. When you pick up a brush, you are not just creating an image. You are sharing a piece of yourself, a perspective shaped by decades of love, loss, joy, and wisdom. To write is to give voice to the moments that might otherwise be forgotten. A journal, a poem, a memoir. These are more than just words on a page. They are the echoes of a life well lived, preserved not only for yourself, but for those who come after you. Stories have power, and the ones told by those who have truly lived hold the deepest truths. Writing is not just a hobby. It is an act of preserving history, of sharing insights that time alone can reveal. To make music, whether through an instrument or through song, is to tap into something universal. Music bypasses logic and speaks directly to the heart. The melody of a piano, the strum of a guitar, the simple joy of singing an old tune. These are not just acts of entertainment, but expressions of the deepest parts of who you are. A song can transport you to a moment long past, can stir emotions you thought were forgotten, can bring joy not just to yourself but to those who listen. Creativity is an act of courage, a refusal to let life become routine or silent. It is proof that you are still engaged, still inspired, still deeply feeling. Those who create carry a certain magnetism, an energy that draws people in, because creation is life itself. To be creative at this stage in life is to declare that your story is not yet finished, that your heart still beats with passion, that your mind still dreams, and that above all else is truly unforgettable. 4. Exploring the world. A curious spirit is magnetic. The world does not shrink with age, it only becomes richer with meaning. At 65, 70, or 80, traveling is no longer about checking places off a list. It is about immersing yourself in experiences, embracing the unknown, and seeing life through a lens of appreciation that only comes with time. A curious spirit, one that still longs to explore, is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. It signals that you are still engaged with the world, still eager to learn, still finding wonder in every step you take. Exploration is not just about crossing borders, it is about expanding your perspective. It can be as grand as setting foot in a foreign land, or as simple as walking down an unfamiliar street in your own town, noticing the details you once overlooked. The way the light falls on an old building, the laughter of strangers in a cafe, the smell of fresh bread in a market. These are not just passing moments. They are reminders that life is still happening all around you, waiting to be savored. Every journey, no matter how big or small, is a lesson. Traveling teaches you patience, adaptability, and the art of presence. When you step into a new place, whether it is a distant city or a quiet countryside, you allow yourself to be a student of life once more. You listen to different voices, taste new flavors, witness unfamiliar traditions, and in doing so, you realize how vast and interconnected the world truly is. There is beauty in stepping outside of what is familiar, in surrendering to the rhythm of a place that is not your own. But the most profound journeys are not always the ones measured in miles. Sometimes they are the ones that take place within. Sitting by the ocean, watching the waves stretch endlessly beyond the horizon, feeling their rhythm match the beating of your own heart. This too is travel. Walking through a garden, touching the petals of a flower you did not plant but now admire. This too is an exploration. Learning the history of a place, understanding its people, and allowing yourself to be changed by what you encounter. This is what makes you a traveler in the deepest sense. A person who still seeks adventure, who still asks questions, who still finds joy in the journey. This is someone who captivates those around them. It is not about how far you go, but about how deeply you engage with the world. To remain an explorer at heart is to remain endlessly alive, and there is nothing more magnetic than that. 5. Building community, the power of social bonds. Life is not meant to be lived in isolation. At 65, 70, or 80, the richness of your days is often defined not by what you have, but by the people with whom you share your time. Human connection is the invisible thread that weaves meaning into our existence, making every moment fuller, every experience deeper. A person who nurtures relationships, who fosters community, who continues to build meaningful connections, radiates a presence that is both warm and magnetic. The most unforgettable individuals are those who bring people together. They understand that friendships are not just relics of youth, but vital sources of joy and renewal at every stage of life. A simple conversation over coffee, a shared meal, a heartfelt laugh. These small moments create a sense of belonging that is irreplaceable. Community does not have to mean large gatherings. Sometimes it is simply the willingness to reach out, to check in, to make someone else feel seen and valued. Loneliness is one of the greatest challenges of aging, but it is not inevitable. Those who remain socially engaged, who continue to invest in relationships, refuse to let time build walls between themselves and the world. They join groups, participate in activities, and embrace the opportunities that each day presents to connect with others. Whether it is through a book club, a religious community, a volunteer organization, or even casual conversations with neighbors, they recognize that relationships are the true currency of a life well lived. But building community is not just about receiving, it is about giving. Those who offer their presence, their wisdom, their kindness are the ones who are most cherished. The simple act of listening, truly listening, has the power to transform a moment, to remind someone that they matter. A person who extends a hand, who shares their stories, who offers support without expectation, becomes a pillar in the lives of others. Attractiveness is not just about how one looks, but about how one makes others feel. A person who creates spaces of warmth, who welcomes others with open arms, who understands the value of togetherness is someone who is deeply admired. The energy of genuine connection is unmistakable, and those who continue to cultivate it become beacons of light in the lives of everyone they touch. In the end, we are remembered not just for what we have done, but for how we have made others feel. And those who make others feel loved, heard, and understood will always hold a special place in the hearts of many. 6. Engaging in nature, the beauty of a peaceful soul. There is a certain wisdom that comes with age, a deeper understanding that the most profound joys in life are often the simplest ones. At 65, 70, or 80, there is an undeniable beauty in slowing down and truly immersing yourself in the natural world. Engaging with nature is not just about being outside. It is about rekindling a connection with something greater than yourself, something that moves at its own pace, unaffected by time, untouched by the rush of the world. A person who finds solace in nature carries a rare kind of peace, an energy that is both grounding and magnetic. To plant a seed and watch it grow is to witness a quiet miracle. Gardening is more than a pastime. It is an act of patience, a lesson in care, a reflection of life itself. The soil beneath your fingertips, the rhythm of watering, the slow unfolding of leaves and petals, these are not mere tasks, but conversations with the earth. Every plant nurtured is a testament to the ability to create, to sustain, to bring beauty into existence. A person who gardens is not just growing flowers or vegetables, they are cultivating mindfulness, practicing devotion, and nurturing life itself. But nature's embrace extends far beyond the garden. A simple walk beneath towering trees, the sound of birdsong in the early morning, the feeling of the sun warming your skin. These are experiences that remind you of your place in the world. The vastness of the sky, the stillness of a lake, the steady rhythm of the waves on the shore. These are reminders that life is both fleeting and infinite. To pause and truly take in the beauty of nature is to step outside of the noise of everyday life and enter into something timeless, something eternal. A person who seeks out nature, who respects its rhythms and finds joy in its presence, radiates a different kind of attractiveness. They move through life with a quiet grace, an appreciation for things that cannot be rushed, a reverence for moments that do not need to be filled with words. They understand that happiness is not found in constant motion, but in stillness, in awareness, in the ability to be present. The most attractive souls are those who carry a sense of peace within them, who have learned to live in harmony with the world rather than in competition with it. They are the ones who remind us that beauty is not something we chase, but something we notice, something we nurture, something we simply allow ourselves to feel. And that is a rare and extraordinary gift. 7. Giving back, the most attractive quality of all. A life lived only for oneself is a life half lived. At 65, 70, or 80, you carry something that cannot be bought, something that no young person can manufacture overnight: wisdom, experience, and the ability to see life with a perspective shaped by decades of triumphs and trials. The most fulfilling and magnetic quality a person can have is the desire to share that wisdom, to give back, to make the world just a little bit better because they were here. Giving back is not about grand gestures. It is about presence. It is about the moments when you choose to extend a hand, to listen, to encourage. It is the way you speak to a younger person with patience, offering them the knowledge you had to learn the hard way. It is the kindness you show to a neighbor, the small acts of generosity that remind others they are not alone. To give back is to acknowledge that your purpose does not diminish with age, but rather expands. It is the realization that your life's value is not just in what you have accumulated, but in what you have shared. Some give back by mentoring, by guiding those who are still finding their way. Others volunteer, offering their time to causes that align with their values. Some write, recording the lessons they have learned so that future generations may benefit. And some simply live in a way that inspires, radiating a quiet strength that encourages others to be better, to be kinder, to be more present in their own lives. A person who gives back is someone who refuses to let their years define them in limitations, but rather in contributions. They do not see aging as a time of retreat, but as a time of impact. They understand that legacy is not about wealth or titles, but about the lives they have touched, the moments of kindness they have created, the ways in which they have left the world a little lighter, a little wiser, a little more compassionate. The most attractive people are those who do not hoard their light, but share it freely. They remind us that fulfillment is not found in seeking admiration, but in offering something of meaning to the world. They are the ones who, even in their later years, continue to plant seeds of goodness, knowing that true beauty lies not in what is kept, but in what is given. And that is the kind of beauty that never fades. 8. Cultivating inner peace. A calm and wise spirit is captivating. There is a presence that some people carry, one that is neither loud nor demanding, yet impossible to ignore. It is the quiet strength of someone who has lived through seasons of joy and sorrow, who has seen life unfold in all its unpredictability and has chosen, again and again, to meet it with grace. At 65, 70, or 80, inner peace is not something you stumble upon. It is something you cultivate, something you nurture with intention. And those who possess it radiate an undeniable beauty, a kind of magnetism that draws others in, not through words, but through the calm assurance that they have made peace with life and with themselves. Inner peace is not the absence of struggle, nor is it a life without hardship. It is the ability to sit with all that has happened, the victories, the regrets, the moments of overwhelming joy, and the days of quiet loss, and to hold it all without resentment, without bitterness. It is the wisdom to understand that life does not owe anyone perfection, that peace is not found in controlling the world, but in learning to flow with it. A person who has cultivated this kind of acceptance carries an energy that is deeply grounding, one that makes others feel safe simply by being near them. This peace is not passive. It is built through daily practice, through rituals that remind you of what truly matters. It may be found in early mornings, when the world is still quiet, and you sit with a warm cup of tea, watching the light shift across the room. It may be in the act of journaling, where you pour your thoughts onto paper, untangling them with patience and care. It may be in meditation or prayer, in moments of stillness that remind you that you are not separate from the world, but a part of it. A person who has found inner peace does not need to chase validation or prove their worth. They do not seek to impress, nor do they waste energy on conflicts that drain the spirit. Instead, they live with intention, choosing kindness, not out of obligation, but because they understand that peace is something cultivated from within. They move through life with a quiet certainty, a deep contentment that makes them magnetic in ways youth alone never could. The most attractive people are not those who demand attention, but those who inspire calm, those who remind us that there is beauty in stillness, that there is wisdom in letting go. Their presence lingers long after they have left the room, not because they were the loudest, but because they carried something rare, something steady, something true. And that is a kind of beauty that only deepens with time. Final thoughts. You are a rare and precious gem. There comes a point in life when you realize that beauty has little to do with youth and everything to do with presence. The most attractive people are not those who chase the illusion of time, but those who embrace each moment with wisdom, passion, and a deep sense of purpose. At 65, 70, or 80, you are not defined by the years behind you, but by the life you continue to live, by the energy you bring to the world, by the way you inspire others, simply by being fully yourself. Every hobby, every pursuit, every moment spent doing what brings you joy is not just a pastime. It is a declaration that your story is still unfolding, that you are still growing, still discovering, still creating something meaningful with each day you are given. A person who moves with intention, who continues to learn, to give, to connect, to explore, to create, to care for both their body and their spirit, this is a person who captivates, not because they are trying to, but because they live in a way that makes others want to do the same. Attractiveness, in its truest form, has nothing to do with perfection. It is not about the absence of wrinkles or the presence of youth. It is about the way you carry yourself, the way you treat others, the way you continue to engage with life, even when the world expects you to slow down. There is nothing more compelling than someone who refuses to fade, someone who still walks with curiosity, still loves with depth, still speaks with passion, still wakes up each morning knowing that the day ahead holds something worth experiencing. You are not just aging, you are evolving. You are a rare and precious gem, not because of how many years you have lived, but because of how deeply you have lived them. You hold stories that deserve to be told, wisdom that deserves to be shared, and a presence that deserves to be felt. The world is better because you are in it, not just for what you have done, but for who you are. So continue to move, to learn, to create, to give, to explore, to connect, to embrace peace. Continue to live with the understanding that every day is an opportunity to shine, not in the way youth once did, but in a way that is richer, deeper, more enduring. Your light does not dim with time. It only grows stronger, more beautiful, more unmistakably yours. And that is what makes you truly unforgettable. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.